It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. The action tonight will be live from Salt Lake City as the Utah Jazz play against the Philadelphia 76ers. Checking out the 76ers, they lost their first matchup against these guys. This, their final game against them in the regular season, looking to finish with a split. And a guy we'll be watching tonight, Jay Crowder, impacts the game in a number of ways. Shaq, would you call him underrated?
Very underrated, but more people know about him now. Maybe not a household name, but that's because he focuses on the little things.
Yep. He's a tone setter, defensively. He can get you 8 a game easily, no problem, plays to his strengths, and sometimes when you can get 8, that's better than getting none.
That was deep.
You can get 8 right now. You look like a sandwich.
Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Here in Utah, it's another home game for the Jazz. The big story, the return of Ricky Rubio from being injured.
Yeah, Kevin, it's good to be here for his first game back. And I'll tell you, any fears they had about this injury having a bit of an ill effect on the team were swept aside pretty quickly when they began to really play great without him. I mean, they really didn't suffer nearly as much in his absence as most would expect.
It says a lot about what a complete team they are, Greg. I mean, even though they played well without him, they're always better when he's healthy.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Thanks very much. Well, Quinn Snyder is the coach here in Utah, and he said, as a coaching staff, we show the players we have confidence in them. And then we're unbelievably demanding. But it has to be mixed with patience. And that, over time, pays off. Kevin?
Teaching and motivating. He's done a nice job, D.A. Thanks. And right around this time of the year, some teams spending long stretches on the road. Chris, that's difficult. It's got to be tough, I would assume, for players to deal with that, teams to deal with that.
It does get tough. Long road trips, travel, you're staying home from your family, you haven't seen your family and your friends. But I tell you what it does as a team. Coaches love it because it builds camaraderie, it builds chemistry. Now you have time to go to the movies and hang out with guys on your team at a restaurant or just hanging out. And what does that do? It brings you a little bit closer together because now you're building a relationship that's not based on basketball. These long road trips allow you to be together, to get to understand and know each other in ways maybe you haven't before. And believe me, it's been many times on the court. I've joked with the guy on my team about something that had nothing to do with the game, and it brought us to even play harder because we had an inside joke about something else. Who wouldn't want to play with their friends, right? Who wouldn't want their friends to challenge them? And that's the type of relationships you build on these long road trips.
All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And so, in the game for the 76ers, Covington at the 3 and Saric at the 4. Fultz and Redick are in the backcourt together. And it's Muscala in at the 5 down low. Saric, that's good.
Well, you got to respect the interior game of Saric. I mean, he's solid at using his size to his advantage down there.
Rubio looking it over. The kick out to Crowder. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Ingles against Covington. Six on the shot clock. Three-pointer. Ingles with the rebound. Here's the Jazz with the ball, fresh from a win against Portland.
And this is why scouting is so important. You've got to be able to identify those role players who can complement what your team does.
Yeah, that was big-time production from the bench, especially on the offensive end.
Now, here's Rubio. Following the missed shot by Dario Saric.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
Covington against Ingles. Here's Fultz. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
You know, Markelle Fultz had a rookie year that was up and down, to say the least. He missed so much time during the injury. He reworked his shot. He eventually came back right at the end of the season and got right back into the swing of things.
Philadelphia shooting their first free throws of the game. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. And Chris, when Fultz came back and was healthy, you could see why he was taken first overall.
Just a very smart player with the ball and create space and chances with ease. I mean, he's great at stopping short on drives and dropping one in. His speed, his quickness, I think they're going to be hard to match for a long time.
And so he's able to get one of two.
And that's what I love about Fultz. He does a little bit of everything. Scores, rebounds, passes.
Mitchell's shot is good.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Fultz kicks to Saric. Now the dish to Covington. The pass to Muscala. The 76ers with another miss.
And a cold start gets a little colder. Just 1 for 4 to start the game.
Mitchell passes to Rubio. Nice ball movement by Utah. Back to Crowder. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Saric. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You take a look at the Warriors. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And, of course, there's the Jazz, just way behind.
And seeing where Utah is, they've had their chances to kind of separate themselves from the pack this season, but so far they haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities.
Yeah, every time it looks like they're ready to make a step forward, something goes wrong.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, yeah, he's a guy who can carry you for stretches, long stretches in this game. You want to get him involved early and often.
And how about the attitude of Fultz? When he's taking it inside, he's aiming to hurt somebody's feelings.
Rubio finds Crowder. Ingles against Covington. Now, here's Ingles. He's tightly guarded, and the Jazz another three.
And a good job taking what the D gives him. He's not going to pass it up with that much space.
Passes to Fultz. Takes the 13-footer. That's short off the rim. And so it's Crowder with it. They'll bring it up for Utah. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia, where they were able to handle the 76ers.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
They had them in their heels the whole game. The intensity of their defense was a key factor.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting two. Utah called for the foul.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
And that one misses. And Greg with Covington, he makes a point with his game to take what the defense gives him.
And sometimes that means Covington will go nights where he shoots very little. He's okay with that. He's focused on efficiency and making the best decision
for the team. Only cares about wins and a true team player.
Good on the second free throw.
You know, this is the type of guy I like, from undrafted to a quality role player. I mean, he has heart. He's gotten better every year. Covington adds a lot to this team. He can let that thing fly, too. He's a fearless shooter.
Now, here's Mitchell. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Portland. Blanketed by the D, he fights to the rim for the layup. Mitchell's got 7.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Well, let's just call it what it is. Great body control on the lane and takes the contact, still knocks it in softly off the glass. I mean, that shot just can't be blocked the way he adjusted.
Saric against Ingles. Saric, that's good.
Oh, you can't let Saric get comfortable shooting from mid-range. I mean, once this happens, it's a wrap.
And Rubio kicks to Crowder. Pass to Mitchell. Puts it up from 12, and the jumper is good. He's got 9.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Now here's Fultz. 11 points for him in that last game against Boston. Yep, that one goes in there. Fultz has got his second bucket of the night.
And the talent Fultz has, I mean, it's evident. He's terrific at finding ways to score close to the basket.
Rubio outside. Mitchell kicks to Crowder. That's good for Mitchell on the assist from Crowder. And 11 points for Donovan Mitchell.
Wow, what a sensational quarter from him. And as long as they have this lead, I keep going to him again and again and again and again.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
Well, last season, a tough one for Crowder. Was moved from Boston to Cleveland and then moved again over to Utah at the deadline. Also struggled mightily with his shot and just had a down year.
Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Joe Ingles. Here's Muscala, coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's foul number 2 for him. And Philadelphia making a change here. Chandler's checked in. Here's Chandler. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Here's Fultz. And here's Covington from the arc. Rubio with the rebound. And with Crowder, his struggles were part of why Cleveland gave up on him so easily.
And you wonder who the real Jay Crowder is, the one we saw in Cleveland or the one we saw in Boston. My guess is somewhere in the middle. I think his defense should pick back up, and we know that he can be a better scorer than he has shown the last calendar year.
One shot.
Well, Rudy Gobert has taken on more of a leadership role with this team. Clearly a difference maker on the court with his defense, and will get the team to fall in line. Hard to argue with one of the elite rim protectors in our league.
Now here's Redick. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. Puts it up from 12. Rebound, Utah. And with Gobert, he does so much as a defender with his impact, Greg, in the paint.
Yeah, and Gobert does so much in terms of cleaning up his teammates' mistakes while they're defending out there on the perimeter. It allows his teammates to be more aggressive on D, knowing he's going to be that last line of defense. And Gobert won't let them get too comfortable, as he is one of the more vocal players in terms of shaping their D.
Jazz leading by 9. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Pass to Sefolosha. Back to Mitchell. Now the pass to Sefolosha. Three-pointer, Crowder. Rebound by Muscala. The 76ers trail by 9. The shot by Chandler, wide open. No good with the triple. Utah has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Passes it to Rubio. Mitchell kicks to Gobert. Just 5 to shoot. Inside. And it's Rubio. That time on the assist by Gobert. Rubio's got his second bucket of the night.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's his first foul. And the Jazz with some changes. Udo comes in for Jay Crowder, and Alec Burks subbed in for Ricky Rubio. And then for Philadelphia, Amir Johnson's checked in for Robert Covington. Crawford comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Fultz. And Philadelphia has possession. They trail by 11. McConnell with it. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. 4 on the shot clock. From deep. Utah with the rebound.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
No, I mean, there had to be a better option that time down the court. That's just a missed opportunity.
And let's see some of the numbers here on Jamal Crawford. His last 10 games, he's averaging 14 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
He hustles, does the little things, just a good complimentary guy who you need on your team.
Now, here is O'Neal. Bounce pass from Burks. Poked loose and stolen by McConnell. Crawford looking over the floor. Pass to Korkmaz. Now, here's McConnell. Pass to Korkmaz. Clock at 6. The 76ers need to get off a shot. For the 3, Chandler. O'Neal with the rebound.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Here's Exum. An 11-point game for him in the win against Portland. Burks kicks to Udo. The pass to Exum. Clock at 6. Burks. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And the 76ers call time here. You know, C-Web, we're seeing the game evolve. So often the players are the trailblazers, and I'm sure there are guys that you think are changing the game the most.
How many times can you say we've seen something that we've never seen before?
Right.
And to be honest with about that. And Steph Curry, we've never seen that before. He's weaponized the three-pointer more than anyone before, and he's broken his own records. And the great part about it, he plays so balanced. And then you have to look at his teammate. I think at the end of his career, his teammate, Kevin Durant, may be the best offensive player that's entered the NBA. He has that type of skill set because of his height, because of his shooting, his passing and dribbling, and he plays on a team with some willing passers, and he's a 7-footer. So I get excited when I think about those guys. And then again, the ball handling of Kyrie Irving, I think that is changing the game, along with Harden and being able to draw the fouls that he draws as well on that fast break.
Good example. So it's Utah now. Philadelphia able to drain the 3. Cephalosha kicks to Exum. Over Chandler.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Exum's shot is off. That's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. And let's take this chance now to break out the list of the league's leading teams in the steals department. 5th, the Jazz.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Here's McConnell. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Kicks it out to Johnson. Passes it to Korkmaz. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Three-pointer.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Feeds it to Exum. Pass to Burks. Back to Udo. Here's Exum. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, particularly on offense, where they've been completely in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Now here's Johnson. Now McConnell. Knocks it loose. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. Here's Crawford. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Celtics in Boston.
And their three-point shot is just off the mark to start the game.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Cephalosha passes to Exum. Udo kicks to O'Neal. Back to Udo. Burks on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Udo. Basket good. Udo's got his first points of the night.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Yeah, you got to love it. Everything's working. Offense, defense, already a big lead.
And so it's the Utah Jazz sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Rudy Gobert talks about his expectations for the team.
Every year I want to keep getting better, and people didn't really believe in our team a few years ago. They were kind of laughing at us. When I say I want to win a championship, people are laughing, but I believe that we're going to win a championship.
Well, and as a competitor, this is what you should be thinking, and Greg, you should be talking about winning a title.
For sure. I mean, it'll take a lot of work, but Gobert sounds like he's up for the challenge of proving the doubters wrong.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, the Jazz enjoying a nice lead here.
I mean, a huge lead, and already after this first quarter, they're starting to make it look easy.
I love it. They have their track shoes on. Right off the tip, they were in full attack mode. This offense is really churning.
Exum and Burks, their backcourt. Udo out there with Cephalosha. And it's O'Neal in at the small forward position. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. And the three ball is good. Burks has got 5.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
There's Crawford with the 3. The shot will not fall. The Jazz go the other way with it.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. A shot by McConnell, no good.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I love to hear his explanation of Coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
The Jazz have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Two shots.
And the first one at the line is good. NBA rosters are turning over faster, it seems, these days. Chris, how much do former teammates know about defending one another? Or is it a non-issue?
Oh, no, it's more than a non-issue, Kevin. You were right in your assumption that, listen, if former teammates, they have a little more inside information. And you know why it matters? Because every day after practice, you know, the first thing guys do after they get their water, they play one-on-one. And so you understand guys' tendencies. You learn how they get into a rhythm. We're all creatures of habit. Let's remember what Kevin Durant did. Remember how he came down on the same end of the floor in the finals and hit the same tough shot over the extended hand that he did? Well, if you notice, he did that on his crossover, that right to left setup. And so if you know him, you may know that he's going to do that. And also you may know that he has a counter just in case. It allows you to keep your hand out the cookie jar, not to gamble. It gives you an educated guess on maybe what some of the greatest offensive players in the world are going to go to next to get that bucket. Any piece of information matters. And yeah, if you've been practicing against them, that's a good thing.
And that one falls for Jamal Crawford. We'll see, Webb, there were a ton of huge personalities on this 76ers team, from the stars right on down to the rotation players.
Well, it starts with the Embiid. You know, he's talking junk out there. And think about the quiet swagger that Simmons plays with. This group genuinely get along, and they play for each other. The trials they went through to get here as a core, they should have all the confidence in the world.
Now, here is O'Neal. No points in the game yet for him.
He's got to keep the ball moving. That's not a good shot with the D set up like it was.
And with that, the Utah lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Korkmaz. And it's Exum with the ball, who will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That will complete this 4-game homestand. Now, here is O'Neal, guarded closely. Over Johnson. O'Neal misses.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The 76ers have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
He's off on the first for the Jazz. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Cephalosha. Joe Ingles comes in for O'Neal, and Ricky Rubio subbed in for Exum. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Fultz is checked in. He hits the second from the line.
And think about, Kevin, this talented 76ers team. Coach Brown helped shape and form the core of this roster. I mean, he's come up with the group much as they have grown under him.
Now, here's Ingles. He's coming off a 10-point game against Portland. It's stolen by Saric. And here we go. Saric, the fast break chance. And here we go. And Crawford with the basket on the assist by Saric. Crawford's got 5 points now this quarter. And with Brown, he has the trust of the players because they have gone through the same trying times.
And let's not undervalue what stability has meant for this group. Having a coach like Coach Brown, who has been through the ups and downs with the Sixers, it makes players play that much harder for him.
The Jazz shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
Alec Burks at the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good. Burks. Crowder, he's checked in for the Jazz. Then for the 76ers, Mike Muscala is checked in for Johnson. Robert Covington comes in for Korkmaz, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Both shots good from the stripe.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Covington kicks to Fultz. Misses off the right iron.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Ingles can't get it to go. The 76ers trail by 8. The shot from 20 feet away. The shot by Sharch, no good. To the inside, Crowder. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And when he's not shooting threes, Crowder is attacking the paint. That's how he plays the game.
Utah shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
And you talk about a culture builder. Jay Crowder is a guy who is not content with losing ball games. He's a competitor, and that rubs off on his teammates.
The Jazz making a switch here. Mitchell's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both. The 76ers trail by 10, and the 76ers call time here. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, and in a hostile environment, they did not rise to the occasion, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, they allowed way too many easy buckets. I thought they lacked toughness and energy all night.
And taking a look at some numbers from Markelle Fultz, he showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. He's right around 13 points a night, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
Now here's Covington. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Kept alive. Back to Fultz. It's Redick on the wing. The second chance effort. The shot by Sharch, no good.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Mitchell dishes to Gobert. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go on the stat sheet. Close to getting the block, but really it had the same effect.
Now here's Rubio. After J.J. Redick's miss. Mitchell against Redick. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got 15.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
Now here's Fultz. He's got 7. Redick surveying the D. Over Mitchell. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Oh, man, an efficient mid-range shooter. I like seeing Redick work in this shot from time to time.
You know, C-Webb, J.J. Redick has just continued to age well. He's a fantastic player now into his 30s.
Well, Redick keeps adding to his game, but the shooting never changes. He shot well over 40 from deep for his career. Redick is a player who doesn't rely on his burst or his first step to score. I mean, he can keep playing like this for a long time.
Now here's Covington after the miss from Jay Crowder. And here's Fultz. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. And the shot is good. The Utah lead has been cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Muscala. Here is Rubio. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Mitchell kicks to Gobert. Gets it to fall from the right block. Gobert's got his second bucket of the night. The 76ers trail by 10. Covington passes to Fultz. Connects from three-point range.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Outside Crowder. On the wing, Mitchell. Back to Crowder. It's stolen by Muscala. Inside. And it's Sharch. That time on the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got 3 assists now in this one. Jazz leading by 5. Rubio finds Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Redick passes to Saric. Covington against Ingles. To the right side. No one near Fultz as he lets it go. Off target from three-point range.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard. I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Fultz. Rudy Gobert picking up that last basket. Now here's Fultz. He's covered closely.
Not a very consistent quarter for him in terms of the shooting.
Here's Ingles. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his 3rd assist on the night. The 76ers trail by 11. Pass to Saric. Ingles against Covington. Now here's Fultz. 10 points for him. Just 5 to shoot. Another miss by Philadelphia. Crowder from outside. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Saric has got 6 rebounds here tonight. He kicks it to Fultz. From 13. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And here we go. Here's Crowder. A stupendous finish in traffic. And the Jazz lead by 13.
At 6'7", Jay Crowder weighs as much as some centers. He's built for contact.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And there's the pass to Redick. Out to the right wing. Now here's Fultz, defended by Crowder. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Utah Jazz. On Saturday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the New York Knicks. And then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
Mitchell's shot is good.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The 76ers trail by 15. Fultz dishes to Saric. Covington kicks to Muscala. To the paint. Here's Saric. At the tip. Great positioning on the putback.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Now, here's Rubio. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Saric up top, defended by Crowder. Here's Fultz. 10 points for him. Blanketed by the D, he fights to the rim for the layup. Fultz has got 5 points now in the quarter.
It's important that Fultz keeps adding to his offensive arsenal. I love seeing him get hot.
Mitchell against Redick. Back to Mitchell. And Utah again with the bucket.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
And Muscala kicks to Fultz. Passes it to Covington. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Crowder. Will not go. This is off the front iron. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Rubio outside. Mitchell against Redick. Mitchell passes to Gobert. Mitchell outside. Ingles in the corner from the arc. That shot no good. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Utah Jazz. It's been an excellent game for him offensively. He's got 21 points and counting. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Brett Brown. Now, Coach, it seemed like you guys came out a little flat. How do you get some energy for the second half?
You just got to go with the people that have energy. I feel like we are not the aggressors. We have to do whatever we're going to do through our defense, and so far it's been poor.
Brett, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. A tremendous start for Donovan Mitchell. He had 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Shaq, what did you think about what we saw from Utah?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the boards, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to their lead.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
Well, they're giving up too many high percentage looks, Ernie. They're not closing down the lane, and they're not going hard on the perimeter. That will get an L in any book.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
The streets and buildings of Salt Lake City lit up gorgeously as we welcome you back to the action here in Utah. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all dunks. I mean, they were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
The 76ers trail by 13. Kicking off the second half, here's Brett Brown's foul. Fultz and Redick are in the backcourt together. Covington at the 3 and Saric at the 4. And it's Muscala in at the 5. Rubio misses.
No, that's just a quick move to the 10 and an even quicker reaction by the D to stop him there.
Pass to Fultz. Over to the wing. Muscala with the ball. Just 4 to shoot. Saric, that's good.
That's just sheer will. I mean, even when you body Saric, I mean, he stays after it and tries to score.
Rubio finds Gobert. And here is Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Saric outside. Dishes to Covington. Pass to Muscala. Looking for Fultz. He gets it in there. Here's Covington. He can't get that one. Gobert with the defensive effort. Mitchell with it. Now guarded by Fultz. Gobert down low. Mitchell passes to Gobert. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession.
And a chance to check out the numbers for Ricky Rubio. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's averaging 11 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And you like what he brings backing up the point guard.
Yeah, no doubt. He knows how to run this offense. He's a tremendous asset to this team coming off the bench.
And Gobert kicks to Crowder. Here's Mitchell.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Great D that time from Reddick. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do. Sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Sacre bleu! Thank you, D.A. He is indeed a fiery competitor. Now, here's Fultz. 12 points for him. Ingles against Covington.
And he has lost all confidence out there. Still not a single field goal made in the game.
Good on the bucket. Mitchell's got 4 this quarter.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And Greg, right out of the gate, Donovan Mitchell seemed like a veteran more than a rookie.
I mean, his professionalism was one of the first things Ricky Rubio noticed about Mitchell. Father played minor league baseball, knows what it takes to succeed in professional sports. And you can just see it in his approach to practice and his commitment to improving his game. Mitchell was already the surprise of that 2017 draft, and I don't think there's any question he's destined to be a star.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. And with as much news and worry that Fultz's jump shot has caused, you forget just how deadly he is going at the rim.
Yeah, has no problem cutting through the defense like a hot knife through butter. I tell you, Ben Simmons said he hates guarding Fultz in practice as it is impossible to stay in front of him. Just a very shifty player who uses his great handles to get into the teeth of the defense.
Jazz leading by 14. And Rubio kicks to Crowder. Now here's Gobert. He's tightly guarded. And he uses the glass on the layup. Gobert's got 9.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
And the 76ers call time here.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Oh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
Fultz kicks to Muscala. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Saric drops in the layup for 2. Saric has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Look, high percentage look in tight. It's hard to miss that one.
Rubio finds Crowder. Jazz passing it around. Ingles against Covington. That's tipped. Covington with the steal. By himself. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Oh, an agile defender. Like seeing Covington take risks and go after steals from time to time.
Rubio outside. Ingles passes to Gobert. That one wide left.
Almost every look he gets inside is a good one, but the D hangs in there and makes it a tough one on him.
Now here's Fultz, covered by Rubio. With some arc, and Fultz gets it to go. He's got 15.
Proving why he was the #1 pick in 2017. Fultz is capable of finishing under duress inside.
And Rubio kicks to Mitchell. There's the pass to Crowder. Back to Mitchell. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
It's his first trip to the line.
And their last game, a tight win, and it was the success at the foul line that played a huge part in it, and he was probably the deciding factor.
And he makes the first. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Dario Saric. And Mitchell drops them both. Before last season, the NBA voted to restructure the lottery odds. C-Webb, you think the changes will promote, better competition?
More even odds for the bottom 5 teams. That's the way that it should be. The bad teams should get the little bit of help that they're needed. And I do think that it promotes better competition. So I'm definitely happy with the way the NBA restructured the lottery odds.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possessed.
Now here's Gobert. He's got 9. Rubio with it. Now guarded by Fultz. Crowder finds Rubio. Just 5 on the clock. Over Fultz. Another miss by Utah.
That's a nice defensive effort. Sticking right up on him. Affecting the shot.
And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. And as always, the mid part of the NBA season, quite a grueling part of the schedule. Right now, let's check out how the standings are shaping up in the East. Look at Milwaukee, earning the first place position with a terrific record. And we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And checking out Philadelphia, 8.5 games behind them.
And for Philadelphia, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
Well, it's possible we haven't seen them at their best yet. They've shown they can play with any team in the league. Now they need to do it every night, not just some nights.
For Utah, they have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9. First free throw is good. And the Jazz with some changes. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Crowder. Burks comes in for Joe Ingles. And it's Dante Exum in for Ricky Rubio. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Johnson, he's checked in for Muscala. Korkmaz comes in for Robert Covington. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Markelle Fultz. And Mitchell drops them both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
McConnell kicks to Chandler. Back to McConnell. Now Crawford. He has 5. Johnson in the corner. The 76ers again can't hit it.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And there's the call on Chandler. That's his first foul. And the Jazz making a change here. Udo's checked in. So it's the Jazz now. And Gobert kicks to Exum. Pass to Burks. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Utah needs to get off a shot here. With 1 on the clock. And Udo with the stuff.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg, cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes. And anybody can get a run-of-the-mill putback, but he makes them count.
Now, here's Exum after the miss from Crawford. And here's Exum. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Cephalosha against Johnson. Good work defensively by Johnson. The 76ers trail by 16. Crawford outside. Here's the floater. Gobert with the block.
Their stroke has not been what they needed it to be, but looks like they're going to keep going to him.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
For Utah, they have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. Free throw good, Cephalosha. And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. 19-point game. It's stolen by Gobert. Cephalosha kicks to Burks. That one misses. Now the 76ers take it the other way. McConnell scanning the floor to end the cold streak, and the layup is up and in.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
Now here's Exum. And it's Cephalosha top the key. In the corner, it's Udo. Now here's Exum. Defense is right there. Drills it from outside. Exum's got his second bucket tonight.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
Here's McConnell. Kicks it out to Johnson. Pass to Korkmaz. Now here's McConnell. Covered by Cephalosha. Misses the wing J.
Well, look, his teammates are going to stop giving him the ball if he keeps taking shots like that.
Wasted no time on that one. Burks has got 10.
The D with some heavy feet out there. I mean, too slow to rotate. Nobody communicating. They can't make threes that easy for them.
Now here's Chandler. Over Udo. Chandler's shot good. 6 points for him.
Look, he pounces on the chance where the D falls asleep. Easy too.
And it's the Jazz's ball. They're on a 15-4 run right now. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Burks.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Cephalosha. He's around 6 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
He hustles, does the little things, just a good complimentary guy who you need on your team.
Now here's Johnson. McConnell with it. The shot missing. Gobert with the defensive effort. Exum passes to Burks. Exum kicks to Gobert. Cephalosha against Chandler. Exum with a wide open look. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
They get a hand on it. Here's Korkmaz, covered by Cephalosha. Korkmaz passes to Johnson, and he banks in the layup. Johnson's got his second bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now Cephalosha. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Jacks up a three. Good on the three-point shot. Cephalosha's got 6 in the quarter.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, that's because they made a concerted effort to get the shooters involved. Now they've built up the confidence.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Exum dishes to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. Exum finds Cephalosha. There's the three. Korkmaz grabs the miss.
As off the mark as he has been, they're a little lucky to be in front.
And the dunk by Chandler.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Burks the pass to Cephalosha. Charity stripe shot. Johnson with the defensive effort. Here's Korkmaz. Down low. Johnson kicks to McConnell. Shot from 16. Off target with that shot. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Utah Jazz. He has been a determined scorer today. 29 points altogether for him. And I think there's more where that came from. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Coach Brett Brown with some words for his players.
It's going to take everything you got to come up with balls so that we win this game. Right? Anything loose, any rebounds, guards, you got to rebound.
Demanding an all-out effort from his guys.
And Kevin, it's got to be a gang rebounding approach, just like he was talking about. They need every board they can get.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Udo out there with Cephalosha. Then there's Alec Burks. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's O'Neal in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Stolen by Rubio. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Rubio's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Utah. The 76ers trail by 21. McConnell kicks to Johnson. He dishes it to Saric. And here's Chandler from the arc. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. McConnell's got his 4th assist in this one. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Jazz leading by 18. Rubio finds Cephalosha. Now O'Neal, guarded by Crawford. Chandler against O'Neal. Shot clock at 6. Releases from 15, and Philadelphia grabs the miss.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Saric passes to Crawford. And yes, it's good.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
And Rubio kicks to Udo. Burks the pass to O'Neal. The putback, it's good on the putback.
And one of the stories of the second half has been all of those second chance points. I mean, they have been terrific on the offensive backboard.
Johnson kicks to McConnell. Back to Saric. Deep 2 from Crawford. And it's good off the back rim and in.
there's no reason you should leave someone open around Sark. I mean, that's just asking for trouble.
Bounce pass, Rubio. O'Neal against Chandler. And here is O'Neal. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Crawford. Inside. Chandler, no good.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
Well, a good attempt to try to finish that alley-oop still should have went for something better than that, though.
Now here's Chandler. Bucket is good. Chandler's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Oh, that's a nice look, recognizing he had the opening to make the entry pass.
Rubio finds Cephalosha. Tipped away. Chandler with the steal. Saric outside. Back to Chandler. He feeds it to Saric. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Rubio the pass to Cephalosha. And the foul called on Jamal Crawford. That's foul number 2 for him. For the Jazz, Crowder, he's checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Mitchell in for Alec Burks. Then for the 76ers, Mike Muscala is checked in for Johnson. Robert Covington comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Here's Rubio. O'Neal kicks to Udo. Crawford against Mitchell. 5 on the clock. And O'Neal gets it to go. The 76ers trail by 15. And there's the foul. It'll go on Udo. That is his first foul of the game. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Royce O'Neal. The 76ers also with a sub. Redick is checked in. Philadelphia with the ball. They've allowed just 7 points here in the 4th quarter. Here's Fultz. And no good, trying to use the glass.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Mitchell passes to Rubio. Kicks it to Udo. Mitchell against Covington. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got 10 points here in the second half.
He continues to be their go-to guy. If they close this game out, his stamp will be all over this win.
Now here's Fultz, covered by Rubio. Outside Crowder. No good on the triple.
It's been a rough game for him, but it won't sting too bad as long as they hang on to the lead.
Saric looking around. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Mitchell. And now Utah, fast break. Buries the jumper to finish the break. Mitchell's got 4 this quarter.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
The 76ers trail by 19. Now here's Fultz. That will fall for his 7th bucket, 7 for 15 in this game.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Ingles kicks to Mitchell. It's stolen by Muscala. And the pass to Redick. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Gobert, he's checked in for the Jazz.
One shot.
And it's Rubio with the ball for Utah. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Up top, Gobert. To the inside, Mitchell. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Markelle Fultz.
You know what? Nice job there on the attack at the rim, drawing the contact.
And he makes the first.
That's what they want to see from him, attacking, getting whistles, and maybe causing some foul trouble.
And Mitchell drops them both.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
The 76ers trail by 16. Redick dishes to Fultz. It doesn't go for him. Gobert with the defensive effort. And the wide open shot from Crowder, but they'll get another chance. Mitchell's shot is good.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Right wing. Muscala with the ball. Saric inside. Defended by Crowder. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That's his first foul. Now Muscala. Covington kicks to Redick. A three-pointer off the mark.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane.
Not his best day from three-point range. I mean, just won in the first half and still looking for his first here in half number 2.
Now Fultz following the three-point attempt by Donovan Mitchell. Outside, Redick. Saric trying to break free. The shot by Redick, no good. Up top, Rubio. Guarded by Fultz. Rubio outside. Here's Gobert. Here's Mitchell. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Mitchell's got 39.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here's Fultz. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Compared to when you were playing, C-Web, how have the baseline skill requirements for the 4s and the 5s, the power forwards and the centers, changed, do you think, the most?
The ability to stretch the floor. There's a lot more emphasis on mobility, especially at the defensive end. And I don't think you can have a player who is a specialist anymore in the game. I've played with some great defenders. The Ben Wallaces, the Davis boys there in Indiana. But those positions are no longer valued or needed anymore. You can no longer be a defensive player that can't score on the other end. You have to be a player in the NBA now with the total skill set. That means mobility, shooting, dribble, passing. All of those things have to be encompassed, or there's a way to make sure to highlight you with the mismatch and take you out of the game.
Good documentation. I like that. And he knocks down the first one. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the 76ers. And good on the second, so he makes them both. The 76ers trail by 20. And here's Fultz. When you look at the amount of threes Chris being taken now, do you think the league as a whole is too dependent upon the perimeter offense?
I don't think so. If you look at Golden State, we all tend to think that they've shot the most threes last year. It actually was Houston.
Right.
And when you look at how Golden State does not just settle for threes, Kevin, but they can shoot them at any time. And maybe the best three-point shooter in the history of the NBA, Curry, will lay a difficult layup over the top of your head just as quick as he'll shoot a tough three from 45 feet. That's what it seems like, but the good teams like a Golden State make you feel like they're shooting a lot of threes, but actually play with a balanced game. Those that try to copycat and just shoot threes, I don't think they've won a championship yet. So I think it's about having that balance, and maybe the league overall is shooting too many threes, but the champions who shoot threes, I don't think take too many.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
This is as good a game as we've seen him play, and this crowd can't get enough of it. When he explodes like this, it becomes a special atmosphere in here. Now, here is Muscala. That one good for 2. 14 points for Crawford.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Mitchell kicks to Crowder. Rubio outside, over Fultz, and the shot is long. The 76ers trail by 18. Now here's Crawford. Passes it to Fultz. Puts it up from 12. Here's Sharch. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
The unpredictable nature of Sark. I mean, it helps him on this end. He's great at forcing the issue and getting these fouls.
Two shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
Well, I just like the all-around game Sark possesses. I mean, it translates well this day and age. He's a big man who can do it all. Score, pass, rebound, defend. He's tough.
Sharch nails them both.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throws.
Covington against Rubio. Ingles kicks to Gobert. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
Out of bounds. 76ers ball.
1:58 left here in the fourth quarter. Fultz with the ball. Pass to Covington. Down low. The fader. Second chance shot. Muscala misses.
I'm not sure if the D bothered him or if he just lost concentration on that one, but that's a layup he should convert.
Gobert finds Ingles. On the wing, Mitchell, guarded by Crawford. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Rubio's got 4 points in the quarter.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Utah.
Free throws were a big factor in this one.
You know, it's always great to get a lot of shots at the line, but the key, they were able to convert tonight. You start making free throws, and it can get you the win.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, Just a monster game for Donovan Mitchell.
Just the scoring alone. I mean, it's a fantastic game for him. He was just going over, around, through the defense, all day long.
Now, here's McConnell. Chandler kicks to Korkmaz. Stolen by Exum. Drops in the breakaway layup. And the Jazz lead by 18.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
Well, they've gotten serious, stringing together some game-winning buckets.
Muscala with the ball. Defended by Gobert. Here's Korkmaz. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
Now, here is O'Neal. Now, Gobert. Clock at 6. On its way from Burks for 2. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
And here is Muscala. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Dante Exum. Dante, still a young guy in this league. What do you want to focus on with your development?
I think it's just staying in the defensive end. Sometimes in the heat of the play, you kind of lose sight of it, and it's just about staying in there and just helping your teammates out. So,
a very young guy on a very good team. Thank you, Dante. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.